Afenyo-Markin finally wakasa. Sammy Gyamfi Afenyo-Markin na Afenyo-Markin the response aba. Sammy Gyamfi asa be si akire. Afenyo-Markin Sammy Gyamfi. Obi anta o. Obi anta wo niema bi a wo ye GoldBod de ntwa yi. O wasem bi ka kire wo foto bi ma wo. Obetufu. Ebre kwa da Sammy Gyamfi so join news ebo na adwen for GoldBod ho. Maybe kasa content me no boom. Arabe some right here on Sokato Show. Mesel. Oba subscribe. We are bell notification icon button on video no drop here once. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Share link in the dewa na for fro and be ashare. Lele Flower Green Clean Solution Center. You go so to from na power nyumre ope cleaning company. I'm a BCC prepare for on hospital charge bank station. I saw them more. I'm a higher camera power ho him. Ho him ho dey amesro. Friend numbers no good screen so na yenyu kakra bi ntwa ne yopu emfa emma. Backhomeassist.com aba ama Ghana for mo amana ne me pacho uye project o Ghana dan na wusi business bi na wusi uni Ghana hanti wo problem na kwa community na waka no kwe o ma kire contractors no must na me do hin fashion say ye registered group ye nko na ye professionals ye ho tumi see ye be dis adwuma na ma wo ti ye be ko site e dan ye ko na do lentil foundation level lentil and say abox ye be ka kire to contractor na dada no so wo twa won tre be mo ho di wo mu ye ko ma pictures videos real time update and report enti uni Ghana hanum say ba woni problem because ye kwa de ani ani be hu no ye be mo hu de ekoso enti se wo Ghana say na kasa do oni akwa kwhwe o twa de friend number na go screen and say log on to backhomeassist.com na ni ndi djuma first inset ya Afenyo-Markin say wotewo Sammy Gyamfi nka say na no da akwot na Twitter space now fire no o foto di ma kotie.
It's a warning sign to our friends in government today. They should stop the intimidation. They should stop the bullying. Look, we hear of malfeasance, procurement breaches, we hear of corruption in various state agencies. It's coming out, one after the other. Look at the losses at the GoldBod. It's not us who are complaining, it is IMF. Now there is a tough war between BOG and GoldBod. I see Bank of Ghana trying to protect itself. So you see, the governor has been faced criminal charges before. So I suspect that he's being careful that, hey, I was in the cooler alone. Let me do the right thing. Whereas GoldBod also wants to be all over the place, showing, proving a point and all of that. IMF has given strong warnings. Now the losses at GoldBod, the 9.6 billion, that was as of December. Now, to the extent, let me tease out this. To the extent that the governor has admitted that there were some things to be straightened, thereby exiting the financing of the project, the program in itself should raise questions. IMF has stated the losses. So these are all major concerns. They will justify by saying that there's always an economic cost or a cost to implement an economic policy.
Opportunity cost.
Right. That will be their justification. Somebody who wants to do mischief can also say that is for causing financial loss to the state. I will continue to plead with my colleagues. They should be careful. Yes, they may have some pain. I won't take it away from them. They may have problems that Akufo-Addo 8 years, there was this against them or that. But can we end this at some point as political leaders?
You've been consistent about this call.
Can we end this at some point? Because if we don't end it at some point, bro, Abawumia comes to office tomorrow. I may be a moderate. I may be sitting at the table and saying to His Excellency, that's it. I think let's manage this. Bawumia himself, by his posture, is not vindictive. He's not the type of person who would dedicate or use his energies to go after his opponent. But in governance, it's not a one-man rule. It's an ecosystem of the collective. He may, as a person, not want that. But when you get to a tipping point and you push your opponent to a point where they say, no, we must also get our pound of flesh, you make it difficult for Dr. Bawumia as president, or others like me who may say that, look, let's be measured. So it's a humble plea. They can say all they want to say. I am saying that let there be accountability, but let the accountability have a human face. And let me land on this GoldBod issue. I want to say something to our brother Sammy Gyamfi. Sammy, MPP, nobody hates you. Abno Sayasare doesn't hate you. I don't hate you. We want the best for you. Some of the people you think are your friends today, that you deploy to attack us merely for questioning certain actions at GoldBod, may not be there for you tomorrow. So take it easy. When we raise issues, take your time and respond. Don't come and attack us. Don't engage others to attack us because we've criticized GoldBod. You were very loud, Sammy, when you were in opposition. You raised critical issues. You were the loudest in opposition. And I'm sure you should have a certain level of tolerance to even listen to the issues we raise, because most of the issues you raise are issues that have been reported by the IMF, by institutions that are credible. So we are not after your person. We are after the excesses in the activities at your institution. So please, don't take it personal. Let's work together. Let's understand the issues. When we raise them, take note. Because one day, some of these things may come back and haunt you, and maybe a media person that is supporting you today may not be there for you tomorrow. So let's understand each other and show our collective mutual respect. You see, I would do. Another thing, our friends in NDC have become so intolerant. When you raise any issue, then they become personal, attack you, insult you, engage some bloggers, engage some pseudo, whatever on social media, to now go very personal. They are so intolerant. They don't want to hear criticism. But things are going wrong. A lot of malfeasance, a lot of wrongdoing. It's our duty to discuss, to raise them. Theirs is to listen and adjust and get it done right. It will save them themselves tomorrow, like my brother Sammy Gyamfi's issue I'm raising. It will save him tomorrow.
All right.
So they should get it and stop attacking. As I watched a clip, somebody attacking Honorable Abno Sayasare. I was so sad. Just because she has raised issues about GoldBod. Kojo Ponkroma also raised issues about GoldBod, and there was personal attack on him. Sammy himself went on social media calling the minority names. Anyway, who control to raise the issues? So I pray that they will listen to.
Minority leader in parliament Afenyo-Markin and I'm telling Kaso to Sammy Gyamfi for no. Afenyo Sammy Gyamfi echo join news. And what kasa about GoldBod. Now GoldBod they use Afenyo-Markin name. Abno Sayasare name, of course, could you punk on the floor of parliament? Yeah, no mutaka so GoldBod the buck we you say. Sammy Gyamfi responses be young couldn't
there was nothing negative in that report or in that report about the GoldBod's operations. I think there's only one issue they raised, which we have indicated they got it wrong. And yesterday I had the opportunity to explain it in the conversation on X. So they can mention GoldBod's name 100 times. What matters to the Ghanaian is that the GoldBod was established to perform a very important task. And that task is being delivered efficiently and effectively by the GoldBod, helping nation building and helping the economic transformation agenda of the visionary President John Dramani Mahama. That is what matters. You see, GoldBod was established to, number one, oversee, monitor, and undertake the buying, selling, assay, export of gold and other precious minerals in Ghana. For what purpose? Number one, to generate foreign exchange for Ghana and to support gold reserve accumulation for Ghana. Aside these two or these three objects, the GoldBod was given other functions, key among which is to ensure value addition to the gold and other precious minerals of Ghana, promote and support formalization, support sustainability initiatives in the area, in the nature of land reclamation and what have you, ensure traceability and the sustainability of the gold value chain. So what the question Ghanaians should be asking is whether or not GoldBod is delivering on this mandate, and whether or not the performance of GoldBod is impacting the lives of the people of this country positively. And if you did that analysis, you will come to the conclusion that GoldBod is achieving remarkable successes, and these successes, account for to a large extent, for the sustained economic stability we are all witnesses of. We are all enjoying in Ghana today. And that is what gives me joy. If you look at the issue of foreign exchange generation, for example, I mean, even though we only assumed and began implementing our mandates as GoldBod, as provided under the GoldBod Act 2025, in March 2026, we, from 3rd of February 2025, continued the PMMC's, function and their role as a buying agent for the Bank of Ghana. And we, together with the Bank of Ghana, helped in generating over $10.8 billion in foreign exchange earnings. US dollars. $10.8 billion US dollars in foreign exchange earnings from the purchase and export of artisanal small-scale mining gold alone. And that helped the Bank of Ghana to intermediate about $10.6 billion for the market. This brought about FX market stability. It helped the currency appreciate by over 41%, something we've not seen in decades. Reserves, gross international reserves, increased from $8.9 billion to $13.8 billion by December 2025. That is a nominal increase of about $4.8 billion in 1 year.
Imports cover.
Almost 5.7 months, okay? In 1 year, a nominal increase of $4.8 billion, when in 8 years, the previous government only increased it by $4.1 billion. We increased it by $4.8 billion. And we achieved the IMF benchmark or target for gross international reserves for 2028 in just 1 year in 2025. So that is how revolutionary the contribution of GoldBod relative to foreign exchange generation has been as far as 2025 is concerned. We played our role in supporting gold reserve accumulation. So far, we bought in excess of close to 2 metric tons of gold on our own for the Bank of Ghana last year and this year put together to support gold reserve accumulation, and we are still at it. Aside that, in terms of value addition, as I indicated yesterday, this year we have begun the local refining of the gold we produce in Ghana.
So, we'll come to all of those issues, very important issues that you are touching on. But here on the show, we do numbers.
Good.
Right?
Good.
That's all we do on the show. Right? So on the smart wall is 5.5 billion Ghana cedis. That's your total revenue for 2025. How do you arrive at this?
Good. So the GoldBod, like any SOE, has activities that it runs. Even before we became GoldBod, upon the passage of the GoldBod Act on 2nd April 2025, we're operating as PMMC.
Okay.
And PMMC was designated as a national assayer by government in 2016. So as the national assayer, it assayed all gold exported out of Ghana and therefore charge assay fees. And these are fees that are approved by Parliament under the Fees and Charges Act. The PMMC also issued licenses for the purchase of gold. GoldBod did issue licenses, last year. We charge the large-scale mining companies assay fees and fees for site visits. Because as you may be aware, we send field inspectors to the gold rooms of large-scale mining companies to observe the smelting of gold and all that. So we get revenue from these activities. That is what we call non-tax revenue. And so the total revenue that the GoldBod was able to generate on its own without any contribution from government, from our asset fees and our service fees that we charge Bank of Ghana and other fees that we charge the large-scale mining companies, licensing fees, was a total of 970 million.
So can we comfortably say this is your IGF?
No, this is not all IGF. Okay. So this is made up of this figure is made up of three things. The non-tax revenue, which is IGF, which is 970 million.
I think you can find it here.
Good. Right? 970 million, okay. Then we have what we call finance income, 35.3 million. Then we have government grant. Government grant is when GoldBod was established as a public corporation, government had to give us equity to operate. And government called it a one-time revolving seed capital. So that was government's equity.
You did
given to us.
The equity of PMMC?
No, PMMC was a company limited by shares. Okay. Obviously, its assets, liabilities, rights, and obligations were transferred to the GoldBod under Section 78 of the GoldBod Act. So that is but GoldBod had to be capitalized. And the government, in the 2025 budget statement presented in March that year, allocated CD equivalent of $279 million, which at the time was equivalent to 4.5 billion Ghana cedis. That money was not released or paid to us until 30th of December 2025. But because we got the inflow in 30th in 2025, before the end of the financial year, and we had not encumbered it, we had not spent it, we had not wasted it, we had not incurred debts to deplete it, that grant from government was intact. So under IFSAS, this is how the Auditor General captured our revenue. The 970 we generated on our own from our core activities, the finance income of 35 million and government grant of 4.5 billion. That is what gives you a total revenue of 5.5 billion.
Let's look at this part that you were talking about, which is the aggregation service charges, the assay fees, registration and licensing, inspection fees, and all of that. You raked in quite a lot.
Yep, because last year we were able to buy a lot of gold. If you look at the trajectory of ASM gold outputs, exported through former channels, we saw a significant increase due to the effective aggregation systems and the competitive pricing that we introduced last year. And of course, the monopoly that was established through the creation of the GoldBod. All these factors combined to give us the results we got. In 2018, let me just talk about 2020. 2024, total ASM gold exported through former channels was 63 tons. The year before that, it was 37.4 tons in 2023. The year before that, 2022, it was 22.1. And the year before that, 2021, it was 3.4. So from 3.4 in 2021 to 22.1 metric tons.
That's a huge jump.
Then to 37.4 metric tons in 2023. Then to 63.6 metric tons in 2024. And then to 104 metric tons in 2025. So because of this, asset fees went up, service charges went up, and the reason why this is so is also because we saw a huge increase, over 44% in the price of gold in the year 2025. So all these factors combined to give us the kind of revenue under service fees and asset fees. Under licensing, under the new GoldBod regime, we were given the mandate, the sole and exclusive mandate to regulate the gold trading industry. And that meant we had to introduce various categories of buying licenses, refining licenses, and all that. We have tier 2, tier 3, tier 1, tier 1, tier 2 aggregator, self-financing aggregator licenses that we issued. And the fees we got from that was 30 million. And inspection fees, like I said, are the fees we get when we visit the gold rooms of large-scale mining companies to observe their smelting, the taking of samples, and then eventually the delivery of those samples to our lab for assay to be done. That gave us 41 million.
So you raked in close about 1 billion cedis from fees and charges in 2025?
Yes, close to that. That is without government's grants.
Yes.
Close to 1 billion, specifically 970. And then the diamond fees also came to play.
Yeah. And those who say that this looked good on your books, but these were losses to the central bank.
That is that stems from a misunderstanding of
explain to us
what these fees are. Because you see, First of all, the Bank of Ghana in 2021 decided to implement a program called Domestic Good Purchase Program at the instance of the Economic Management Team. And what that meant was that they were going to buy gold in Ghana cities and export for various purposes. Large-scale gold for reserve accumulation, that is physical gold being added to our reserves. Small-scale gold for sales so that we can get FX in return. Then you had G4O. Now, how were they going to buy this gold? They don't trade gold. Yeah. They don't have structures to buy gold. So they needed entities and individuals who have the capacity to serve as buying agents for them. And one of those agents was the PMMC. It was not the only buying agent. It was only one of them. Because there was another buying agent called Asanska. There was another buying agent called Rare Sapphire. These were private entities. But together with the PMMC, they were all giving money as agents to buy gold. Now, when the PMMC sometime in 2022 visited Parliament on the invitation of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Mines then, an issue came up as to what fee the PMMC was getting for a service as buying agent. And at the time, PMMC was not getting any service fee. All that PMMC was getting was the asset fee, and I'll come and explain the asset fee. So it was recommended there strongly that Bank of Ghana negotiates with PMMC and pays PMMC for its services, because the services PMMC was delivering at that time and in 2025 are not free. These are services that cost money. So when you hear fees looking good on PMMC and GoldBod books, it is not free money. It is money that has to be spent on a number of things. It is money that you need to work for.
It's revenue.
Exactly. And so, on the recommendation of the Parliamentary Select Committee and the Economic Management Team chaired by Biomia, this was in 2022. Sammy Gyamfi was not in office. There was no GoldBod. The then government decided that BOG should enter into buying agent contracts. They call it gold purchase agreements with their buying agents and agree on the fees they will pay. So that is what gave rise to this agreement. This agreement, I am only publicizing it for the first time because I don't know why they marked it confidential when they signed it. For us at GoldBod, any contract that we are party to is public. It's not confidential. So it's no longer confidential. I'm making it public so that we can put this matter to rest. And this agreement was signed on the 15th day. This agreement was signed in September of 2023, sorry. In September of 2023. And the most important provision, sorry, this is the agreement. Yeah, September 2023. Good. Now, and I'll give a copy to you beyond the numbers. And in this September 2023 agreement, if you go to clause 6.3, and first of all, look at those who signed the agreement. Can you tell us those who signed the agreement? Yes.
Nana Akwesiwa, right?
Nana Akwesiwa, the former PA. Yeah, exactly.
Then, is it Abraham Mohammed?
Yes.
Yeah. And then
I'm not saying there was anything wrong with it. What they did was right, and I support it. But I want you to know that it's not like Sammy Gyamfi went to GoldBod and decided to impose fees on the Bank of Ghana. These things predate the establishment of the GoldBod and Sammy Gyamfi. Yes. They got it wrong. I said that was the only reference to the GoldBod they got wrong. Because
why do you say they got it wrong?
Because you can't list an agency fee negotiated by two contracting parties in 2023 as a reason for losses in 2025. Was that the reason for the losses they recorded in 2025?
If you are getting yourself out of this loss equation, why are you taking the glory?
No, we are taking credit for the role we played, which is the role of a buying agent.
Which caused 22 billion loss.
No. Get your facts right.
That's what the IMF document is.
That is not what you read. No, that's not what you read.
It says losses accrued on gold trades are a combination of service and assay fees paid to gold.
And I'm telling you that the IMF, number one, is getting that wrong. If you read that same, are you reading paragraph 13?
But
of the document. Hold on. Are you reading paragraph 13?
No, this is the new document. It's
okay,
not,
the new document.
Okay,
fine.
Report,
let me explain something to you. PMMC, and for that matter, GoldBod in 2025, was only responsible for buying good for the Bank of Ghana as a buying agent for fees. It was not responsible for selling good. So if we were not responsible for selling good, how could we have caused losses?
So why then taking the credits for the stability?
We're taking credit for the good we bought.
Contribution.
For the good we bought. That's what we are saying. We are taking credit for the gold we bought. But we were not responsible for selling that gold because our job as a buying agent ended at buying gold on the terms of disagreement. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yes, so don't mix the issues. An entity
issue.
So for example,
what about direct quotation I'm giving to you?
So was Red Sapphire responsible for the losses in 2024?
They contributed.
It's their name. Why are their names not mentioned?
But I mean,
they were also a buying agent,
and the IMF is concerned because you are an SOE.
No, I'm saying no. They were also buying agents receiving the same fees. Were they the cost?
So you could have also reduced your cost, right?
I'm saying
this.
Hold on.
558 million.
No. Chief. What's your name?
Service. Isaac. Yeah.
I am saying there were other buying agents who were entitled to the same fees for their services, not free money, negotiated by the MPP government and signed to. And I am asking you, are they also the reason for the loss?
No, we are talking about a 22. I mean, you were in opposition, right? You were speaking about the Gold for Oil program and other programs that resulted in losses. You were mentioning the program and other activities as the contributing factors. In this instance, we are talking about a 22 billion Ghana cedis loss.
And in opposition, you heard me say that the Bank of Ghana makes losses because of its buying agents.
But, I mean, these are not my words.
Let's say you cannot.
No, it's not about what you said. No, I'm only making references.
Isaac.
My question is, you are mentioned in the IMF latest report.
And I am telling you
that they got it wrong?
I am telling you that they got it wrong.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you. So if you rely on it, then I'll direct my questions at you.
You used to rely on IMF papers when you were in opposition. So why not trust this?
As the Holy Bible, infallible, and perfect, without mistakes. They themselves, if you read this document,
so you saying the IMF
they have made a lot of mistakes, but because a lot of the things they publish don't concern the GoldBod. That is why we have decided not to speak, because it is for the Bank of Ghana who they are making these reports about to respond to. I don't speak for the Bank of Ghana. But based on what I know, there are many things that they got wrong. And that is why I'm explaining to you that for 2025, the GoldBod continued as a buying agent, just like the PMMC. And were entitled to fees that the PMMC was paid, same fees. In fact, it was the GoldBod that reduced the fees from 0.75% to 0.6% in October 2025. And this is evidence.
Because the scale of the gold purchase has gone up.
Exactly.
But
and we reduced it.
You'd have still maintained
we reduced it. And then
you came to me.
And then in January 2026, we reduced it further to 0.35%. And by the end of February, we ended the program. And so now we do not depend on the Bank of Ghana for any fees, because we now control the trade from the beginning to the end, and we fend for ourselves. That is what it is. So this whole notion that Bank of Ghana, in any case, if you read the report that came a few days ago before this one, the one which broke the issue of $1.7 billion, the one on selected issues.
Reports and all
Good.
That,
The Bank of Ghana claims that the IMF claims that the losses the Bank of Ghana recorded under DGPP, which I cannot validate, but let's assume they are correct. They say it is 17% of the value of gold Dory bought by Bank of Ghana.
15%.
They are saying 17%.
17%.
Yeah, you can read that, 17%. So how does fees amounting to 0.758%, assuming without admitting that is even a cause, what is the percentage of 0.758% of 17%? So this whole attempt to tag the GoldBod with losses is far-fetched. Since this is about beyond the numbers, and you gave us the position of the GoldBod for 2025 in terms of revenue, do you also have our position in terms of expenditure? and surplus. Do you have
I'll
it?
get that for you.
Good. If you don't have it, let me give you. This is the
have available
annual report. I'm giving you a free copy.
Yeah.
Annual report and financial statements. You can run copies for Afenyo-Markin, Kwejo Nkrumah, and the MPP minority. You can get this too
available on your website.
On our website. And if you go to page 16, this report was published by the Auditor General of Ghana, not Sammy Gyamfi, the Auditor General of Ghana. And if you go to page 16, this is a statement of financial performance for the year ended 31st December 2025. And please, if your producer can put it on the screen, because I gave them a copy.
It will be live very soon.
That is that single sheet. Yeah. Our total revenue, like you rightly said, was 5.5 billion from 308 million in 2024. Despite revenue being tripled by the GoldBod, our expenditure rather was reduced. In 2024, expenditure of PMMC was 129.6 million, but expenditure for GoldBod in 2025 was reduced to 109.5 million. And this was despite the fact that the PMMC had less than 120 workers, but the GoldBod had over 450 workers. So despite having over 450 workers, like more than double the workforce of PMMC, we displayed frugality, modesty, and prudence in expenditure, and reduced expenditure from 129.6 million in 2024 to 109.5 million. At the end of it, we recorded a surplus of 5.4
we've done
billion.
We've done an extensive show on your expenditure and then your revenue. Now, I want us to focus on...
So you confirm that there were no losses?
On your books, there were no losses.
Yes.
And of course, nobody has actually said that GoldBod made losses.
Nobody has actually said that? Repeat that.
On this show.
Not on this show. No. But are you saying nobody has said GoldBod?
Well, I don't know of others, but on this show, I can... Okay, that's what you
Exactly. So you see the surplus there, $5.4 billion. So if anybody tells you that the GoldBod has made a loss, the person is a liar. This is the audited financials of GoldBod published by the Auditor General of Ghana. And if somebody says that the GoldBod is part of loss declared by another institution, tell them that is a lie.
Actually make up for forex losses, make up for...
There are no forex losses.
I mean, the price differential, because the price changes almost all the time.
That is why gold trading is perhaps one of the most difficult things anybody can do, because of how volatile the commodity is. But we have a very solid team at the GoldBod, trading 24/7 under our finance directorate. We are ably supported by our ministry, and so far so good. It has its ups and downs due to the volatilities, but the GoldBod is managing the trade very efficiently. And so this year, for example, we bought in excess of 69-70 tons of gold already, and that is equivalent to some $9.4 billion United States dollars. And if you check the inflows, that is around $5.6 billion, because we are still hedging a lot of stocks, and it is our anticipation that by the end of the financial year, we would have fixed all our unfixed goods, brought in the proceeds to help build reserves, to help achieve FS market stability, whilst recording substantial profits for our activities.
In your new financing model, have you done the actuarial studies already? How much are you going to take from the domestic space, and how much are you going to get from the external off-takers?
Well, that figure changes as gold prices change. But at current price levels, in terms of our total output, you're looking at something in the region of 7-8 billion Ghana cedis in 2 weeks. So every week you're looking at 3.5 to 4 billion Ghana cedis at current price levels. That can change as gold prices go down or go up. But we are so far not having any challenges.
And you're going to rely heavily on the 23 dealer banks in the country, right, for funding?
That is one of the options under discussion with the Bank of Ghana and the Ministry of Finance, and a decision on that will be reached, because we started it and there were some concerns, so we had to pull the brakes and engage further with stakeholders and then come back. But with or without that, what you and the Ghanaian people need to know is that the GoldBod is ready and what it takes to fund its operations. Now, the GoldBod is delivering on its mandate efficiently. It is not true that the GoldBod has recorded losses, and it is not true that the GoldBod has lost 200 million or 120 million to any license buyer or aggregator, as I explained on X yesterday.
We will come to that, but yesterday you sought to explain the cost of the program, because that's the biggest worry of the fund, right? They'll be coming to us because we're still under the PCI. Now, are you simply going to reduce the losses from 15% to 5%, or is government that is going to take, has just proposed to take 5% of the cost?
There is nothing like reduction of losses, because the GoldBod has not made a loss for us to
not
reduce
GoldBod loss.
Yeah.
Now we are talking about the DGPP, which is
because
going to GoldBod.
Because that DGPP was designed by the former government to make losses. So that is their program. What GoldBod is doing is our program.
Is to make profit?
Exactly. Look, this is, and your producers can put it on the screen. This is a story dated 28th November 2022.
It's from Graphic.
Yes, Graphic Online, reporting what the then Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, my good brother Samuel Abujenapo, said. Good for oil. Mining firms directed to sell 20% for petroleum. And if you read the relevant portion, this was when government was placing a ban on the export of small-scale gold. Okay? And this is what the government said. In addition, all community mining schemes shall sell their gold outputs to government through PMMC. This is the MPP government. The minister directed, which will take effect on January 1st next year, January 1st, 2023. Consequently, the minister stressed all mining licenses for community mining schemes shall include a clause mandating licensees to sell their gold output to government. The directive added that all small-scale gold mining licenses shall include a clause mandating licensees to sell their gold to government. Now, it says that Mr. Jenapo said gold to be purchased by the Bank of Ghana and the PMMC will be at spot price with no discount. So if you design a policy, the MPP, to buy gold at spot price with no discount, how can you expect that program to make profits? And so a lot of transformation, a great deal of transformation is happening in this sector. And that is why it is unfortunate that people who should be supporting this, whether through constructive criticisms or through their contributions or whatever, have chosen, including members of parliament, to lie and bastardize the GoldBod, despite the significant strides that the GoldBod is making.
Sammy, before we go, has anybody run away with GoldBod money?
That is laughable, but that is not true. I've shared with your producers the statement of accounts between the GoldBod and its aggregator, Bower Rock, one of our aggregators. And if you look through, this account is as at 31st July 2026. GoldBod rather owes Bower Rock 3.6 million. And in terms of program cost, commissions that we have to pay him, so that he can also pay tier 2 and tier 1 buyers under him, you are talking about 218 million cedis that GoldBod owes him. So nobody has run with our money, because when we only deal with aggregators, and the monies we give the aggregators are secured with advance payment guarantees, underwritten by multiple insurance companies who have reinsured it, and their reinsurers have also reinsured it with retrocessionaires. So we are not being reckless with public funds at all. The case in court has to do with the aggregator giving some funds to some licensed tier 2 buyers. And he has lodged a complaint with us that after 3 weeks, they have not closed their accounts in breach of GoldBod guidelines. From a civil case perspective, GoldBod cannot even intervene because of the principle of privity of contract. We are not party to the arrangement between the aggregator and the tier 2 buyer. Only the parties to that agreement can enforce rights and obligations. But because the complaint has an element of what we believe to be criminality, we are prosecuting those persons because we have been given a fiat by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice to be able to prosecute gold-related offenses under the GoldBod Act ourselves. So when you see that GoldBod is in court prosecuting somebody and huge sums of monies are involved, it doesn't mean that GoldBod has lost money. That money is not GoldBod money because GoldBod has been paid. It is the money of one buyer given to another licensed buyer, which has not been reconciled. And the nature of the facts, disclose the possibility of a crime, and that is why we are being prosecuted. So
Ghana head though, we can. Obi ate no wase o. Obi ase can dey ask obi e kan kre. Hey Ghana. Anyway, in the program, let's see what you make of it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Share link in the dewa na for anya bi ahwe mo so for Steve Zando ni. Mesa anybody share mo bi. Bye bye.